Let's continue further with the first method of recording depreciation. And the method states that whensoever we happen to buy the asset, whensoever we happen to depreciate the asset, and whensoever we happen to sell that asset, all these three type of transactions would be appearing only at one place. And what is that one place? Asset account only. So we'll be recording all the three type of transactions: buying the asset, उसे खरीदना, depreciating it, as well as at the time of sale. All records would be maintained where, children? In asset account. So these journal entries are nothing new. They are the same that you have been doing since very beginning of the subject. Whensoever we buy any asset, children, we do not use the word purchase. वो तब use होता है when we buy goods. So asset account debit, the rule is debit what comes in. If we happen to pay the money instantly, we'll write bank. And if it is bought on credit, we'll write supplier. So credit the giver when bank happens to pay money on our behalf, and credit the giver when supplier gives us the asset, but हमने उसको अभी payment नहीं किया है. Is that heard well? Some people have a query, some students, sir, can't we write cash instead of bank? Children, logically, no. Theoretically, yes. Sir, why logically no? Any transaction done over and above rupee 20,000 in cash appearing in your books of accounts may be disregarded as a transaction in the books of accounts by income tax authorities. They say that whensoever you are going to do a big transaction, it should have a genuineness record, or better to say record of genuineness. और भाई genuineness का record cash में कभी नहीं पता लगता. So it should always move through a banking channel. You can do NEFT, RTGS, UPI, IMPS, anything, children, anything. But it should respond to the factor of genuineness. आपने किसको कैश दिया, किससे कैश लिया, आइडेंटिफाई करना मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन है. एग्जैक्टली डॉन को पकड़ना. Is that fundamental logic okay? Logic okay? So in big business organizations and joint stock companies, children, ये इनकम टैक्स वाले बहुत ही ज्यादा सो कॉल्ड खोजबीन करते हैं. तो आपने 20,000 तक का ट्रांजैक्शन अगर कैश में किया, दे प्री अज्यूम भाई इतना तो कैश में ट्रांजैक्शन होगा ही होगा. बट इफ यू से वी हैव बॉट अ मशीन वर्थ 2.5 lakhs एंड पेड इन कैश, टैक्सेशन अथॉरिटीज अज्यूम कि आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं. दे अज्यूम, यू वुड से नो नो नो, मेरे पास बिल है, ये तो झूठा बिल भी हो सकता है. बट व्हेन यू ट्रांसफर इट, चिल्ड्रन, थ्रू बैंकिंग सिस्टम, you have the intermediary, that is the bank, जो कंफर्म करेगा फ्रॉम वेयर द मनी केम एंड वेयर डिड इट गो. तो आपको बताने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. और आपके चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट नहीं बोलेंगे इवन 5 रुपए का भी ट्रांजैक्शन होना, डू इट थ्रू बैंक. सो गवर्नमेंट अज्यूम्स transactions done through bank are more genuine in comparison with those done through cash. Logic understood? तो अगर आप एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन करते टाइम, चिल्ड्रन, कैश भी लिख के आते हैं, theoretically it is correct, गलत नहीं है, but generally teachers also suggest avoid doing it. रीजन मैंने आपको बता दिया क्यों बैंक लिख रहे हैं. Logic understood? Then children, when you depreciate your asset, debit the decrease in asset or credit the decrease in asset. What's the rule? Credit the decrease in asset. तो आप, हाँ, डेबिट ऑल एक्सपेंसेस एंड लॉसेस, तो आप डेप्रिसिएशन को इसलिए डेबिट कर रहे हैं बिकॉज इट्स अ लॉस. इट इज एन इनहेरेंट एक्सपेंस. आई रिपीट, माइंड दैट वर्ड, इनहेरेंट एक्सपेंस. सर व्हाई डू यू से इनहेरेंट? लगना ही लगना है, इररिस्पेक्टिव यू यूज द असेट और इवन यू पुट इट अंडर लॉक एंड की. आपके असेट का मॉडल पुराना होगा, इट विल डेफिनेटली डेप्रिशिएट. तो डेप्रिसिएशन इज अ लॉस और एन इनहेरेंट एक्सपेंस. आई रिपीट, लॉस और inherent expense. Why loss, sir? Because the value of asset is going down. Why inherent expense? It has to be accountable, it has to be charged, it will be there because जैसे जैसे time pass होगा, the value of asset would go down. So debit all expenses and losses, credit the decrease in asset. Is that understood well? Then sir, what is this for transfer of depreciation to PL account? इस एंट्री को आप अभी बिल्कुल भी समझने के लिए टेंशन मत लीजिए. जब हम फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स पढ़ेंगे चिल्ड्रन, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड डेप्रीसिएशन की अकाउंटिंग वहां कैसे होती है, देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस. तो अभी बी लीस्ट वरीड. When we bought the asset, children, money went out or came in? Money went out and asset
Went out.
came in. But when we are selling the asset, reverse is going to happen. Yes or no? Money would come in. Again, children, आपने पुरानी asset को 1,70,000 में बेचा. What is comfortable for you? To take money in the bank account or count currency note, put them in the bag and then bring it to your office? Unsafe भी है. It is better take the money in bank account. Take a check, RTGS, NEFT, कैसा भी कर लीजिए. So we pre-assume कि money will come into bank. Bank is receiving money on your behalf. तो bank आपका receiver हो गया. Debit the receiver. Asset is going out. Credit what? Goes out. The golden rules are well heard, understood? So I hope so, children. Entry number 1, entry number 2, and entry number 4 is not new for anybody. It's the old concept. Is it necessary the asset worth 2 lakh after using it for many years, children, will be sold at 2 lakh only? Never. Impossible hai. It may be sold at a lesser price. Real life में तो ऐसा ही होता है. But being a student, you will get the composition that asset may be sold at a value less than, asset may be sold at a value more than what, sir? BV याद आया? सर अभिषेक बच्चन की बीवी? अरे नहीं भाई, वो तो ऐश्वर्या राय बच्चन जी हैं. BV in depreciation chapter means what? Book value. याद आया? Book value. So if book value of the asset is 1,80,000 and you happen to sell it at 170, कम में बिक गई, तो it's a loss. Book value is 180, you sold at 195, then it's a profit. So children, if asset is sold at a price less than its book value, you call it as what? Loss. And if asset is sold at a price more than its book value, you call it as what? Profit. So जब asset higher price पे sell होती है, basically it is fetching more money. The value of asset increases. इसलिए हमने इसको debit कर दिया. And sir, why you have created PL? Credit all incomes and gains. And when asset happens to be sold at a loss, ये आपने last class में किया था, loss और profit का composition. So children, loss के case में, as per the rule of nominal account, we debit or we credit. Debit, तो हम PL को debit कर देंगे. And asset कम value में बिक रही है, its value is going down. When asset goes down, modern rule क्या बोलता है? Credit the decrease in asset. अगर आपने थोड़ा सा ध्यान दिया हो मेरी बात पे, have I written only PL, children, or something more with PL? Something more.
So
And what is
statement
that?
of PL.
Statement of PL. Sir, why not you write only PL? Why you are putting statement of PL? इसका भी composition मैं आपको बता दूंगा. Do not worry at all. तो पहले तो आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये समझना है, what is the journal entry for purchase of asset and for depreciation charged. धीरे धीरे you'll come across many things. Heard this well, children? पक्का? So please make a note of this, children. Please make a note of this in your copies. Method 1, preparing asset account only. And if you have a serial number column, well and good, else draw kar lijiyega. If there is no margin line in your copy, draw this. Make the first column as serial number, second for transaction, and third for journal entries. And please put the heading first, method 1, preparing asset account only. Be quick to this, children. Be quick. I happen to write the rules also here in case people might forget. So there should be no confusion. It is debit what comes in and credit the giver. Heard this well? Similarly, children, it is debit all expenses and losses and credit the decrease in asset. Thereafter, for sale of asset, the rule is reverse. It is debit the receiver and credit what goes out. I hope so the rules are well understood with the entries. Let's move further, children. And entries may please do not mug up anything. Just remember the rules. Children, this is the question that we happen to do. I would request people to please copy this question. Machine bought, write down, a machine was bought for rupees 3 lakh on 1st April 2016 and decided to depreciate the same at 10% per annum. Prepare machine account for 4 years ending on 31st March 2020, assuming that depreciation is charged under straight line method. Quickly update the question in your classwork notebook. So reading the question once again. A machine was bought for rupees 3 lakh on 1st April 2016 and decided to depreciate the same at 10% per annum. Prepare machine account for 4 years ending on 31st March 2020, assuming that depreciation is charged under straight line method. Heard this well? Thereafter, centerfold the page and draw the format of machinery account, a simple ledger account, having date particulars folio amount on the debit side and again date particulars folio amount on the credit side. Centerfold the page and then draw so as to have equal demarcation. People might ask, sir, what should be the length? Approximately, you need to have 3 lines for every year to be consumed. And we are supposed to prepare it for how many years? 4 years. 4 into 3, 12. Approximately 12 line ledger account you are supposed to draw. Okay? Be quick to this, children. As soon as it is drawn, put your hands up. Let's start, children. What's the date of purchase of asset, children? 1st April 2060. And what we have bought? Machine. The journal entry would be machine account debit or purchase account debit. Machine account debit. You can write to cash also, but as I've told you, the approach is practically wrong, theoretically correct. So you won't write cash, rather you'll write bank. So the journal entry, just frame it in your brain, no need to write anywhere. The journal entry would be what, children? Machinery account debit to bank. I repeat, machinery account debit to bank. Are we preparing bank account? Had we been preparing that, what posting we could have done there? Buy machinery, but we are not preparing it. हम तो machinery account बना रहे हैं. In machinery account, what we'll write, children? To bank. So similarly, put the date first and foremost, children, and then write on the debit side to bank, the value being 3 lakhs. 1st April 2016. The date format could be like this also. You can write 2016 April 1st. You can write 1.4.16, the way you feel like convenient. To bank rupees 3 lakhs. Heard well? Be quick to this. Be quick.
Yes.
Ahead. So, children, the asset which is bought on April 1st, 2016 is used throughout the year. Yes or no? The year which starts on April 1st, 16 would be certainly ending when, children? 31st March 2017. We have used the asset for full year. True or false? So definitely इस्तेमाल किया तो कीमत चुकानी पड़ेगी. And that कीमत is known as depreciation. What is the journal entry for charging depreciation on asset? Depreciation account debit to machinery. Don't do the entry, just put it in your brain, children. So if the journal entry is depreciation to machine, how we can post it if we prepare depreciation account? Please listen carefully. कान का इलाज कराना पड़ेगा कुछ लोगों को. I'm asking if the journal entry is depreciation account debit to machine, how we can post it in depreciation's ledger account? to machine, but certainly we are not preparing it. In machinery account, what we should write, children? By depreciation. So please put it on the credit side, the date by depreciation. Heard well, children? So put it on the credit side by depreciation. People may be curious to know, sir, value kya hogi? Very simple, children. Simple mathematics. PRT upon 100. Amount is 3 lakh into 10 by 100 for 1 year. Would be what? 3 lakh into 10 by 100 is what? भाई इतना सिंपल मैथ्स नहीं आता लोगों को. 30,000 rupees. Put the value 30,000. अगर मैथ्स नहीं आती तो डेप्रिसिएशन में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी, क्योंकि फिर कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. तो मैथ्स एंड लेजर पोस्टिंग, दीज टू थिंग्स शुड बी वेरी स्ट्रांग. नहीं है तो लीव ऑल टेंशन एंड वरीज. 5th क्लास की मैथ्स पहले पढ़िए. So that's all. That's all. That's all. Debit side value is what, children? Debit side value is what? Those who are unable to see, आँख का इलाज कराएं, आई ड्रॉप्स डाल लें. डेबिट साइड टोटल वैल्यू इज व्हाट? चलिए, जो ब्लाइंड हो गए वो नहीं आंसर दे पा रहे हैं, स्कूल फॉर ब्लाइंड में उनका एडमिशन करा दिया जाएगा, वहां पे सही हो जाएंगे वो. 3 lakhs. एंड क्रेडिट साइड द वैल्यू इज व्हाट्स द डिफरेंस, चिल्ड्रन? 2,70,000 is short where? Credit side. So when credit side sounds to be short, we write by balance carried down or to balance carried down? By balance carried down. And the total on both sides would be what? 3 lakh rupees. Put the total, children. 3 lakhs. And after the total on the debit side, we'll be putting to balance brought down. Same concept of ledger posting. Quickly complete this much. So this was the first year, children. Again, in second year, we'll depreciate the asset. Same journal entry for charging depreciation. What's the journal entry for charging depreciation? Depreciation account debit to machine. Had we been preparing depreciation's ledger, what we could have written? To machinery, but certainly we are not doing that. In machinery account, what we'll write? By depreciation. And the method that we are using is what, children? Straight line method. And the peculiarity of the method is that every year the amount of depreciation would remain same. Any doubts? Many doubts. Understood this? So we'll write by depreciation 30,000 rupees. Again, children, debit total is 2,70,000 and credit total is 30,000. Which side sounds to be excess? Debit. Which side is sounding short? So on the credit side, we'll put so-called what is titled as by balance carried down. The date would now be 18. Okay. And what would be the value, children? 2,40,000. Heard well? And now we'll put the total, children. What's the total? 2,70,000. Show the total on the debit side. Sorry, both sides, not only debit. It's 2,70,000. And after the total on the debit side, as a tradition of ledger balancing, what we are supposed to write, children? To balance brought down. And date would be 1st April 2018. Is this heard well? Again, children, second year got over. Again, we are using the asset. When we are using the asset, we have to pay the price for that. And the price is depreciation. What is the journal entry for charging depreciation? Once again, please. Depreciation account debit to machinery. So in machinery account, what posting we are supposed to do? By depreciation. Method being straight line, the value would remain same 30,000. Correct? And children, which side again sounds short? credit side. So what we should write on the credit side? Buy balance carried down, and the value would be 2,10,000. 240 minus 30 is 2,10,000. Date being 31st March 2019. What would be the total on both sides? 240. And after the total, what we are supposed to put? To balance brought down, and the value would be 2,10,000, as same as that of carried down. Quickly put it. Again, children, using it for an year, journal entry for charging depreciation would be same. Posting would be same. 210 on the debit and 30 on the credit. Which side sounds to be short? Credit side. By what amount? 1,80,000. So we'll put 1,80,000 on the credit side. What's the total of both sides? 2,10,000 rupee. And after the total, what we are supposed to do traditionally? To balance brought down. 1st April 2020, 1,80,000 rupee. So when it is said children prepare for 4 years, it doesn't mean कि आप carrot down पे इसको stop करेंगे. That's an incomplete solution for ledger. Always the ledger get its game over at a brought down. Easy? Easy? Be quick, children. Be quick. May copy this another question, children. Same question. Same question. The date of purchase instead of April 1st has now been converted into October 1st. So children, from October 1st, we are going to use the asset, or from 1st April, we are going to use? From October 1st. And year ends in which month? March. So children, October 16 to March 17 is the first year. Have we used the asset for complete 12 months? October, November, December, January, February, and March. How many months have we used it? 6 months. Will we be charging depreciation for 12 months? यही मैंने आपको time period में सिखाया था. So we'll be charging depreciation for 6 months. But next year onwards, it will be complete 12 months. Logic understood? Confirm? चलो. Let's copy this question, children. Same question copy कर लीजिए आप, जो आपके पास copy में already लिखा है. 1st April 16 को बना दीजिए 1st October 16. Connecting again, children.